Allegedly.
Hey, we're live.
Hey, made it.
Hey.
We did it. All right. How you guys doing?
Not great.
Doing great.
Not great?
No, I said great.
Oh, but you said not great. What?
No, great. Been a long week, but I'm going to be out of town next week, and we have tickets to see RRR in theaters this Friday.
Nice.
We do. We do.
Oh, that's exciting.
And I get to see my favorite mast, which I
Yep.
always like.
Yep.
hmm
For the celebration.
Yeah. This is how we kick off birthday month.
Hey, got to start it big. That's a good way to go, I guess.
hmm
With a celebration.
Yep. What are we doing for your birthday?
Gaming? It's a Thursday night.
Well, that's easy.
Yeah. Yeah, Julie's got tickets to see Tootsie at the
Ooh,
Fox.
Well,
we've got
all of
tickets
that
to
works
see
out.
Tootsie.
Yep. So she's like, so I just figured you're going with me. And I'm like, I don't know why you would have figured that.
One, I don't want to. Two, it's my birthday.
Yeah. Feel like I can do whatever the hell I want because it's my birthday.
That'll be an oath night too.
Yeah. Yep.
Well.
Maybe we'll actually have learned how to play by then.
Mm.
I feel like the preview did a decent job of showing us what some possible moves are. Not like I feel like I understand what we are to be doing, but
Yeah, I think figuring out what actually are good strategies is going to be.
that's
Be
going
a
to take
thing?
weeks. I think many iterations of gameplay figuring out what a strategy looks like for that game.
Well, how many iterations are there of the game?
As many as we want.
I
There's
thought it
no
was only like 6 games.
6.
there's no set campaign to the game.
Hmm.
The game, however, changes each time you play. The starting configuration changes each time you play, and it changes based on the way you ended the last game, including like the winner of the previous game then becomes the chancellor of the next game. Well, we even decided that at first it was mentioned we should have a crown that gets passed around for the winner, but the in-game relic that you get as the chancellor is a scepter. So I have found a 3D printable scepter that we're going to use.
Dun dun dun.
Yep, and that's going to pass around to the winner.
I'm excited. There is nothing I've ever wanted more than that scepter.
I need to reprint the handle of the scepter because I did it and then I looked at it, I was like, this doesn't look right. It doesn't look like the gem is actually going to fit into this. And then I looked at the print and then asked the guy who created it, and he's like, yeah, no, you did it wrong. Great, thanks. You're supposed to leave the bottom layer that's attached to the plate at a 0 level, which means there's nothing prints. Because otherwise it just created a flat layer there. And it's supposed to be open so the gem can slot down into it. So
that makes sense.
That's fine. It didn't take terribly long to print. Not like this beast.
I'm excited to play Kingdom Death again.
Well, now you have one more organizational tool to do so.
I forgot how much I enjoyed the cheat sheets that Anna made.
The ones that were on your wall?
Yeah. Because they were so good and so concise.
Yeah, they lived there like what till the day you moved out? Or
Till
pretty close
after.
to? Really? You left
I
them
didn't.
there?
I didn't take them down until I went back to clean.
Nice.
I wish I would have kept them. But I don't think I had planned on playing Kingdom Death again, and I'm not really sure why.
Yeah, I don't know. Probably because of COVID.
It did burn me the first time.
Yeah.
Because we weren't like close to finishing a full campaign, but we were like on the road.
Yeah.
Um,
Kind of like how I've been on the road to finishing campaigns in Risk Legacy and have never done so.
I feel like that's probably also my fault.
One of them is not. I don't remember exactly why the first game dissolved.
Me neither.
The second one,
I'm sure I've still got it.
The second one was when somebody left the group, and we just never got back around to playing it.
Yeah.
Once he left, that it was like we just never got back around to it.
I hear that's a good legacy.
Risk?
Yeah.
Oh, I fucking love it.
Yeah, I love it. It's great. I'd play it again. I'd play it again in a minute.
Yeah. Real quick.
I mean, we got a whole game group.
It only plays 5.
Yeah.
Right.
It only plays 5, and it's also like, if you don't enjoy Risk, you're not going to enjoy Risk Legacy.
Yeah. Okay.
Like the
Cool.
legacy mechanics of it are just more Risk.
Yeah, they just add a little more depth to Risk.
Yeah.
Risk has very little depth as it is. I mean, it's fun, but it doesn't have a lot of depth to it. It adds some fun things like nukes and factions, set starting cities. But once you play with a group of people 4 or 5 times, everybody kind of has their favorite strategy. So it's like it just kind of leans into that a little bit, which is kind of nice. It's like, oh, hey, you always go for South America? You always go for Australia? Great. Guess what?
Yeah, here's some bonuses if you start there.
And then you can be the dick and start near
someone else's place, yeah.
And not let them start at their home base. So
God, now I want to play Risk Legacy.
I think my first Legacy games were the pandemic ones. Pandemic Season 1, which was fantastic. I was hooked. And then we did Season 2 of that. And then I started with a group doing Gloomhaven, which was great. Then Pandemic. But now here at Dreamwood, we're almost done with Gloomhaven. We've got maybe 2 last things to unlock.
Wow.
Yeah. So we are
that's
closing in on
a
that one.
girthy box too.
Yeah,
girthy box.
It is a girthy box with just a plethora of cardboard in it. It's fantastic.
Now, how many does that play? Like
4.
Okay.
It can play up to 4, from 1 to 4.
Sure.
And so our party of 3 has gone through. Wow, it's been tons of fun.
Excellent.
And then Frosthaven, that's going to be our follow-up to the sequel game, which takes all the fun of Gloomhaven and adds crafting. I'm like, oh shit, I'm in.
Ooh, that's cool. That's very cool. I tell you one thing I don't like. One thing I don't like about this this new facial hair situation is the orientation of my camera. It's showing this off a lot more than otherwise. Might need to get myself a camera up here.
So, like, what happened? Did you like upset the Amish or?
No, it's been. I can't tell you how long since I've seen my entire face.
Yeah.
And I normally, like pre-pandemic, I would do this thing where I go till about Christmas and then I start growing it out. to a full beard, and I would get sick of it by like February. So like, right before right before that really nice February freeze, I'd shave it off and then freeze my face off.
Mhm.
So like during the pandemic, I just stopped shaving as much in general. And then like for a while now, I've had a full beard, which is unusual for me. Normally it gets to that part where it gets scratchy and like that 6-8 week mark, and I'm done. I can't do it anymore. I have to shave my cheeks and neck. I just can't. So I go back to the goatee. This time I was like, I started shaving. I'm like, I haven't seen my face in a while, so let's just get rid of it, see what happens. It was hilarious. Like Julie did. It took Julie like a few seconds to notice. She's like, "Oh, whoa!" I cornered Pip in the hall. They were walking out of their room. We're walking this way. It was like, ah! So
we'll see what the Google has to say about it tomorrow.
We'll see. I'm probably gonna keep it this way for a week or two, and then just start growing the goatee back.
Yeah. Now that it's getting warmer, I can start shaving the beardy parts.
Yeah. Yep.
Hi.
Hello. So yep, I'm naked face right now.
The vole.
It actually took me a few days. Like the day after I did it, I'm like, this was a bad decision. I do not like this. I hadn't been used to looking at it, so it's like.
Yeah, the good thing about that is that it lasts for a couple days. If you do nothing, it goes away.
Yep. It just covers back up.
Problem fixes itself.
It does, and I don't have to worry about the speed of that. If I just go a week, it'll be fine. 2 weeks if I do nothing and then just shave my cheeks again, and it'll be like, oh, you just trimmed your goatee. I grow back fairly quickly, so I'm not that worried about it.
Yeah.
It takes me an eternity.
If only this grew as fast.
You should just do what I do and grow hair.
Yeah, well,
I would simply just grow the hair.
I do. It's just here.
Oh man.
Here and there.
I had a chest hair once.
It's hard to see in this light, but it's
gone now.
It's there. Well, and it's all light now. Yeah, I'll never forget. I was like,
I've gotten chest hair as I've gotten older, but this is not something I had in my teens, 20s, and the majority of my 30s.
Oh my God, I've been this way forever. Like I remember, I'll never forget. I was like 16, 17. I was getting a haircut, and the style, and this was like when I still had enough hair to worry about it, and I would grow my hair like down here. And so she starts trimming. She's like, oh, you want me to trim up your neck? Yeah, great. So she starts going. She's like, oh, and I'm just going to pull your shirt. Wait, how far down does this go? And I was like, all the way. Just stop.
I'm all neck, baby. All neck.
Just stop right there because it just keeps going. It goes all the way down.
I'm nothing but neck.
Yeah. All right. You guys want to talk about some movies?
Yeah.
Hey, this is Tony.
Oh, it's Mitch.
And this is David.
We are the Backseat Producers. And tonight we're doing a twofer. We're talking about Tar and My Year of Dicks.
Basically the same movie.
Very thematically similar.
I don't know which one of these two movies I want to talk about first.
Well, do you want to have a lingering dick, or you want to get that dick over with?
It's more the promise of that dick.
I mean, promise of a future dick. Yeah, all right.
So I can look forward to that dick.
All right.
Or do I want to complain? I want to talk about the dick movie first.
All right.
All right.
I think this movie, despite being like 20 minutes long, was better than the entirety of Encanto.
What?
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a
Hot take.
bold statement.
Mhm.
Let's throw down the gauntlet early. All right. Mitch, what did you think of My Year of Dicks?
I mean, I'm not quite to better than Encanto, but I did quite enjoy My Year of Dicks. I thought it was a very fun film.
I enjoyed this movie quite a lot. Watched it twice and took notes.
How'd you
Because-
even find the time, Tony?
Well, being that it was all of 25 minutes long, and I watched it. I watched the first one last week when I was like, "Hey, I just found this movie," and
I did not enjoy Encanto. And I'll be honest, the majority of my gripe with Encanto was that it beat Mitchell's vs. the Machines
Yeah.
for the Oscar, and it
Yeah.
should not have done that. And so now I've just gone way off the deep end with how much
with
I
the hate
dislike
without,
Encanto.
yeah,
Like the movie itself is fine.
right, yeah. I agree. I fully endorse the entirety of that statement.
Mm-hmm. Anna was over last night, and she's like, "Let's watch some Mitchell and Webb," and I was like, "Okay, I'm in for that." So I searched for it, and Mitchell's vs. the Machines came up, and I was like, "This is also an option." I would watch this. Just like, it's too late. Ugh. This is as we were getting drunk on our outrageously alcoholic cider.
That sounds fun.
Mhm.
What kind of cider is that?
It was it's an apple ginger.
Oh.
Encanto's very pretty.
I like Encanto. I like the there's actually a surprising amount of depth to the story, but it's not Mitchell's versus the Machines.
It's not Mitchell's vs. the Machines.
All right, so My Year of Dicks.
Mm-hmm.
There was something tender about this that I really connected with.
Mm-hmm.
Like that complicated, trepidatious, like youthful naivete.
Yeah,
And like you've got a goal and you're not even really quite sure what the goal is, but you'll put up with things to get to the goal.
yeah. I really liked how it started off with how poetic she was.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm 15 years old, and then like she just launches into this flowery poetic language of trying to get laid.
Mm-hmm. I liked the style change for each vignette.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there was some commonality to the animation of her and her friend,
Mm-hmm.
but beyond that, yeah, it was.
Yeah, every vignette had a different style.
Yep.
Which I very much appreciated. I appreciate also that the telegraph of her and her friend is immediate
Mm-hmm.
and persistent, but not straightforward.
Yes. It felt honest too.
Yes.
Like in let's see, it was the third one where they were at the carnival.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
And it ends with her trying to feel him up, and he's like pushing her away. And it's like, no, we're not going to do this.
Mm-hmm.
That that felt very, very real.
Yeah,
For
I mean,
15-year-olds.
even before that, like they're there, she's there with the dude and her friend, and like it's just enough of the friend being awkward, but like not making it a problem, but like you can tell that like it's a thing
Uh-huh.
and he doesn't know how to deal with it exactly. So he's just dealing with it. Right?
Well, and then there's also the thing where the 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 dude she's with is grabbing his leg.
Yeah. He's like, mm.
No.
Who amongst us hasn't had a weird situation on a Ferris wheel? I had 2 people throw up on me on a Ferris wheel.
At the same time?
No, the
Well,
second guy threw up because the first guy threw up.
that's a thing. That happens.
Yeah, it was like straight out of Stand By Me. It was the worst. And it was just covered in vomit, and God damn it. God, I hate vomiting.
Yeah, so the woman who wrote this, who is the main character, Pam,
Mm-hmm.
she is the writer and the main character, uh, and is actually the voice of the woman who drives her home.
Oh.
Which I actually, because I looked up what she says to see if it was in the IMDb quotes,
Mm-hmm.
and it is not. So I transcribed it.
There's the notes. And you know
Yep.
what? These are important notes.
These are important notes, and we'll get to that in a minute. But the woman, Pamela Ribon or Ribon, I'm not sure exactly how to pronounce her last name because Ribon, so it could be Ribbon or Ribon. I don't know.
It's Smith.
She is also the writer of, or maybe perhaps a writer of, Moana and Ralph Breaks the Internet.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that was surprising to me. But it kind of makes sense where she would find some animators and put this movie together, you know? So the 5 vignettes, because I did take notes on what the 5 vignettes were just because I wanted to have it clear in my mind. The first one was the vampire, which was the skater dude who filed his nails down, and he was all moody and I like it when it bleeds. And nicely telegraphed that when she bleeds, he didn't like it so much. So then there was, let's see, Un Gros Penis. That was the one set at the theater about the dude who just tried to fuck her. And she had the, were they French or Italian voices in
French?
her ear? I think they were French voices in her ear, which I thought that was great. The third one is the sweet one, which was that dude gay?
Huh.
I think he might have been. I don't think the touching the friend's leg was an accident.
I think you could go either way.
I think you could go either way, but I like the ambiguity of it. That at 15 she wouldn't have realized it, and she was just heartbroken that this guy broke up with her for no apparent reason.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't fight, but he was worried that they might, and that's why they broke up. Like there is a special kind of ambiguity about that that I really appreciated. I really like that because there's times when you're that age and you're like, you have no idea. And then later on, it's like, oh yeah, totally. That person. Like I had this really good friend when I was like 10 or 11 years old. And I was like, man, this dude is so lucky. He's got all the chicks hanging out with him, like all the time. Like all the time. All the girls hang out with him and want to and love hanging out with him. And like part of his hook was that he also had all the Judy Blume books. But later, much later, I found out that he was gay he was just gay, had no idea. But also in like 1982, it's not something you just talked about. You know, even when I met it, even when I knew him later as a teen, and you know, in the mid to late 80s, just didn't know. But I ran into him in the mid 90s, and he was out. So I was like, huh, yeah, I guess I just didn't know that was a thing. So yeah, I thought he might be gay. In the sweet one, the guy that she was seeing in that one. I also dug the anime influence of the art style in that one. That was cool.
Like whenever she's joyous, it goes like full anime.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Then there was let's see, the horror show. The horror show was the one where she goes to the party with her friend.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And meets the guy who is pure.
Straight edge. Yeah.
He's straight edge, and I'm pure. So then she what was it? She told him that she was a virgin, and he bolted. And then later she ends up getting driven home by this woman, Kelly, who looking through IMDb, that's voiced by Pamela Ribbon. So she's got this whole thing where she's like, if you were 5% dumber,
That's right.
But then she launches into what this dude is, and she says he's a fucking racist piece of shit, fucking turd licking, white power, stupid ass, inbred, ignorant, fat flag fucker is what he is. And I've seen that dude shoot heroin. So fuck his fake ass straight edge bullshit all the way to the double cheeseburger he probably eats in the closet while he jacks off, then drinks his own jizz because he's so pure of mind, or whatever the fuck he's always going on about. Almost Nazi fuck, or Nazi almost fucker. Yeah. That was great. That was just so good. And then she walks in the house. I'm grounded.
But the like,
and then the last one was the sex talk. And oh man, that was rough.
I love an awkward moment, and it was great.
Oh, that was bad.
It was.
And
the so animation bad. Through all that, where she's vomiting up people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I felt like Colin Robinson feeding off of that scene. It's wonderful.
Yeah, that one was very awkward. And then it ends with her going to her friend's house.
Mm-hmm. And it's adorable.
It is. I really liked how it all resolved.
Yeah. And didn't need 2.5 hours to do it.
No, it did not. So, yeah, I really dug it. I don't know that I need any more of it, but if she tells more stories of like her awkward college years, that could be fun too.
Did you watch that Hulu show? Pen 15?
I watched some of it.
I have not. Julie watched it, and it's been on my list, but I just have not watched it. Okay. It's okay. It's fine.
Well, and he's just staring right at me, like he knows what's happening.
He's got things to say.
Oh yeah, you don't want to be on camera. I see how it is.
Yeah.
It's like shy. Deuce. It's like Deuce. He's got a lot to say, but put that camera on him and he's out.
But I thought Pen 15 was cool the way they had the adult people play their middle school selves.
Yeah.
And do a lot of awkward middle school moments, because it is pretty awful for many people, and I thought they sort of captured it. So this sort of reminded me some of that, like just by by the setting, right? And this, it's the '90s thing and thematically.
Sure.
But yeah, I'd watch more of this. I guess I liked Moana. Ralph Breaks the Internet's all right.
Yeah.
Write some more things. I'll watch those too.
Sure.
And I think good evidence that you don't need 2.5 hours to tell a good story.
No.
It's true.
Mm-hmm.
Does that
All
mean
right.
we're...
Let's go ahead and move on over to Tar. Mitch, what did you think of Tar?
This is not a movie I'll watch again. It there's some good performances. I liked some of it, but I don't know what this. I'm mainly confused. I don't know what this movie was trying to say.
David.
I did not enjoy this movie. Cate Blanchett was great, but this movie was damn near 3 hours long.
It was.
And I don't know what the point of this movie was, unless it was some weird stuff about gender and power.
Oh, it absolutely was.
Yes, but not clearly about anything other than that there was gender and there was power. But like just putting nouns in a place isn't enough to derive meaning from that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So watching the movie, it felt like there was more going on in the movie. There definitely was more going on in the movie than what the movie presented. Because there was some weird shit that happens, especially in the last third of the movie. And it's kind of pretty much when she gets out of the car to deliver the bear.
Mm-hmm.
And then that dog follows her, but it's a dog that looks a lot bigger than it should.
Just look like a dog to me.
I don't know. But like where did she go? Where did Olga go? She followed her, but then there were no people when she got in. And then there was just this dog that kind of chased her until she tripped up the stairs and busted her face.
I mean, there were a lot of like non-real sequences.
Yeah.
Like because she's haunted by the ghosts in her apartment.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That like clearly are doing things, but also may not be there and doing things.
Yeah.
And I always felt like that was just, indicative of the amount of stress that she was under.
Mm-hmm.
And guilt.
Yeah. I think stress and guilt.
Guilt.
Yeah, unacknowledged, unaddressed.
Nothing that she would admit to.
Oh, I don't know that you can have unacknowledged guilt. I think guilt is a thing you feel when you know you fucked up.
Oh yeah, I'm not religious, so I don't really know much about it.
But you know you fuck up, and then you're trying to hide it. Because she was trying to hide a lot of it too. So there was, the added stress of trying to avoid that. Like when she was like, delete all the emails.
Oh, sure. Yeah. No, that's damage control. That's not guilt.
Right.
But her emails, though.
Her emails, though.
So, if the message of the movie is that women can be, womanizing assholes also, I don't really feel like that's the film I need right now.
No.
But I think the message might also have been just like power corrupts anyone type of thing. Because I think the opening interview, the New Yorker interview, where she's like, when I stop my hand, time stops. Like, this is very like, hubris and like And it's almost like the thing you said, like, there's more going on here, like, yeah, as if there's more going on to conducting than just keeping time. Like, they really like sell that thing for her and her belief in like the thing, but then they will show her in a classroom with like 4 people, right?
Right.
Like, yeah, I get it, like, you're a prestigious conductor, prestigious for like the 8 people who care.
Yeah. I wondered for a minute if there was something weird going on with gender, because when she so when her daughter gets bullied at school and she goes and does that weird power trip against the child,
Mm-hmm.
she says that she is Petra's father,
Mm-hmm.
which is weird because she's speaking German, but she clearly uses the word father.
Yeah.
And that's not how that works in German. Like, it's just an oddity that didn't make sense to me. Like that she would refer to herself as Petra's father. But it was very deliberate. I mean, there was no mistake about that. So it just kind of confused me. It got me thinking about that probably harder than I should have. Like, I don't know if it was intentional or if there was some meaning behind that. I don't know. It kind of threw me for a minute. I don't know what it meant, but
Which I think is true for many of the moments in this.
yeah.
Like the dog following her, like a metronome.
I mean, I feel like the entirety of this movie could have just been the guest lecturer at Juilliard. It feels like everything that this movie wanted to say about like the shades of gray and how you get to justifying bad positions was everything that she did during that sequence. Because that sequence was great.
Mm-hmm.
That unbroken, that like 10-15 minute unbroken shot where she rationalizes down how she's just basically brutalizing this dude,
Yeah.
like just utterly ripping this dude apart, but doing it like exercising her power in a way that makes it feel as though it's an academic exercise, but the power dynamic between the two of them is so outrageously skewed. And like she just has the absolute and full confidence that what she is doing is just the right thing, with no regard whatsoever for just like how wildly tone deaf it is.
Mhm.
And I feel like that's the point of the movie, I guess. But nothing else in the movie does that as well as a scene that occurs in the first half hour of the movie. So I don't know why we did it. We kept going.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know either. Like, all right, so I don't think I ever gave a high level overview of what I thought.
Tony, what'd you think about this movie?
I thought the movie was well shot. I thought the acting was wonderful. I thought the scene writing was great. The direction was good. But if there's a point to it, it is way over my head. Like the writer director clearly had some point to make with this. And whatever point he had, he convinced Cate Blanchett to play this role of a very terrible person. But I don't know that the point was well communicated.
Right? Is cancel culture good or bad? What's going on? Like,
Right.
I wasn't quite sure what the message about that was.
Yeah. Yeah. Like even her attack of the student. Like, she makes points terribly that have some validity, but not enough that she should be making those points. Like, you should reference all sources for art, not just not just things within a very narrow view. She communicated that in the worst way possible, because her point was, you young people only want, people that look like you or live lives like you, and the message was not right. Instead of being antagonistic about it, it should have been more open. And it's like, yeah, we study a lot of straight white men because that's what history has allowed us to keep.
Then is some of that message like separating the art from the artist? Because I could see why Hollywood would enjoy that.
Right? Yeah, it's I don't know. I don't know what his point is, because
And written
by
by
him,
a dude.
I mean, yeah, it's written by a dude. It's written by a dude who was a former actor and is now a writer-director.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know.
But she gets hers in the end.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Playing the music to Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
In front of a cosplaying bunch of Filipino people.
I don't even know what the movie was trying to say about human trafficking. Like, there's even a scene where there's like, and I'm like, wait, you're saying it's bad, right? Like, I wasn't 100% certain, but I feel like they're saying it's bad. The movie is like left me not knowing 100%.
I don't even know if that was the point they were trying to make there. Because the other thing is, the piece of music that she was jerking off about playing was the fifth movement, and the number 5 girl was the only one that looked up and challenged her.
Right.
So was that what set her off? Because I don't feel like it was that they were being trafficked.
That's what I'm saying.
I feel like it was really about the number set her off. Kind of like when she saw the poster, that set her off. Like, I think this is just about ego. I think that's it more than anything.
Yeah, which I feel like is best and most succinctly done in that single monologue.
Yeah.
Well, the single monologue plus the interview.
Oh, that opening interview.
The opening interview.
Huge ego for that one too. Yeah.
I feel like the opening interview isn't quite the ego example without one of the final scenes where she goes home and you find out that she never studied under that guy. That's a complete fabrication. That's not even her real name. It's just some made up bullshit name that she chose because it's more artsy.
Linda instead of Lydia.
Yeah, so like once you kind of peel back the layers of this like persona that she's created, then that interview I think takes on a completely different context of like, oh, this is real bad.
Yeah.
I guess the movie did make me anxious in its like final third, like as things were like falling apart for her. Like, she was trapped in a web of her own design. She wasn't a good person, but like it's still like I was like, oh shit, this is getting real bad.
But it really felt like it was Hollywood navel gazing
Yeah.
about cancel culture. Like, see what this great person is reduced to. And they're still getting work, but look at what they're reduced to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or even this, like, the power that comes from fame, and like some messaging on that.
Yeah.
If cancel culture is good, because that also might have been the message. I'm not quite sure.
I don't know. And that's the biggest problem is where I liked the ambiguity in the previous movie about was that dude gay or not? Like, this had too many weird, ambiguous messages that don't make me feel good about any of the answers that we could be trying to get from this movie. Like, if this is a cautionary tale, is this a cautionary tale about how white dudes need to be more careful about who they molest? Because that kind of feels like that could be the message in here. Because Lydia, if that character was played by a male actor with just a few changes,
Harvey
it doesn't
Weinstein
feel
biography.
it doesn't feel as surprising. It just feels like, oh, this is just gross.
Mm-hmm.
But like this, because you make her a female lead, then there's an edgy, artistic, like, we're gonna make it an Oscar movie instead of a movie of the week about, about how about the Me Too movement. Which there
Makes me
just was
scrunch
one
my
of those
nose.
also. I know, but there just was one of those, and it didn't go anywhere. But this movie is getting tons of accolades, and I don't know.
Well, I guess her performance was really great.
Her performance was fantastic. I cannot take away anything from her performance. It was.
Yep.
She was hired to play this role
And she
speak
played it.
those words, and she played it. I believed him. As weird, as egotistical, as creepy as it was throughout, I never didn't believe that character was the character that they were presenting on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
She was great.
Like the way she gestured every word she said. Like, yeah, it seems very conductory.
Right.
Loved it.
And individual scenes were very well written.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you're going to take anyone's scene, the dialogue throughout was great. The imagery that was presented was wonderful. But just as a whole, the whole thing is the problem.
And it's a big long thing.
It is a big long thing.
Yep.
It is bigger and longer than Mitch is tall.
The best part of this movie for me was when Mitch and I saw it, there was this dude in the theater sitting next to me, and that guy was awesome.
He was.
What made him awesome? Like, I feel like the story needs to be told.
In the beginning, we walk into this, like, because we saw it at Galaxy, so it was like in one of those huge ass theaters. Every other seat in the place was empty. This dude was just sitting in the middle, and so, like, of course, the 2 tickets I have are right next to this guy.
Sure.
So, like, just so goddamn awkward to just walk into an absolutely empty theater and sit down next to the only guy in it. But then we were like bantering and vibing. It was like the whole previews and like all the commercials and stuff.
I did like some of those trailers.
So I'm out of curiosity, what trailers were in front of a movie like this? Since I saw this on Peacock. This was on Peacock. It was streaming on Peacock.
The Katy Perry song.
Yeah. You have to watch the video for that first, and then you get the movie.
That's the worst ad. It's the worst ad I've ever heard of.
No, what was really weird is like Peacock is an ad based service. So to watch this movie, I had to watch like 2 minutes of commercials. And then the movie played without interruption. Which, I mean, it's kind of the same as going to a theater, except I didn't have to pay for the ticket and then still watch commercials, and because you still get commercials along with the trailers.
Yeah, we got some of those.
All right, so yeah, out of curiosity, what were the trailers?
Paint is up there. It's Owen Wilson as a Bob Ross type character.
Oh,
and it looks like there's a new painter in town, and it's going to cause some like rivalry feelings or fall from grace or something.
So this is the comedy,
Yeah.
or okay,
It appears to be an awkward comedy.
all right,
I go for that.
sure.
I'll probably watch Owen Wilson do most things because I think he's weird looking and fun.
Yeah.
What else do I see? So there's a trailer for the Shazam movie, which I was certain must have been Shazam 3.
No, it's the second one.
Yeah, no, that's what David told me. But I'm like, wait, I thought in the second one is when like he gets the whole like family of Shazams. But I guess that's also in the first one.
No, that's the last like 5 minutes of the first one. 5-10 minutes of the first one.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, and has Shazam been in other movies since that? Like, was he in these Justice League films at all?
He was not.
Cool. No. So we got a
Nope.
trailer for that.
Mhm.
And I don't want to watch it, but I do. Like,
I like Zach Levi.
Movies. I like that dude.
I'll watch it.
I like
Yeah, I'll
dragons.
see it.
At least it's set on Earth. All right.
Listen, I've
It's got
watched
Helen Mirren
so
too,
many
right?
bad superhero movies at this point. Like,
Yeah. So I'll check that one
the
out.
time for me to have stopped watching these movies has passed, and now I just have to lay back and accept it.
Yep. You've
Gotcha.
you've gotten this enough. Just lube yourself up before you go. It all goes
Mhm.
easier that way.
Yep.
Oppenheimer.
I did see the trailer for that, and I am in.
I'll see anything Nolan is
Same.
making.
Same.
That's the thing.
It just doesn't grab me.
I like Cillian Murphy too.
I do like Cillian Murphy.
Mm-hmm. I feel like if it was like other people or whatever, then maybe I wouldn't. But okay, I'll check this one out.
Yeah, if it wasn't Nolan, I just I might wait until it was on streaming cable something.
We got a trailer for a Willem Dafoe movie where he's like an art thief who gets like trapped inside the condo
Inside?
that he's stealing the art from, and it
No,
seems like it's just going to be like, I don't know, probably 3 hours, but however long this movie's going to be, it's going to be all Willem Dafoe losing his shit. So that seems like something I would watch also.
Sure. Yeah. He's
so weird, just as a default. And if you write him a movie where he's losing his mind, I'm like, all right.
Yeah, I mean, and that sounds definitely like a trailer that would go along with Tar.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what else we got. I can't remember. There were 6 in total. Do we see the D&D movie trailer? Was that on this one? I'm putting that in front of everything.
Can't remember.
Yeah. I don't know. Those 4 for sure.
Sure.
I guess this movie did make me like think a little bit about how orchestras do their thing. They did it. You have to have blind auditions to the sounds they're making. Something that hadn't occurred to me that's how they do it, but like I guess it makes sense.
Sure.
So it's all about the noises they're making, not the people they are.
So it's kind of like The Voice.
Sounds like a show.
It is. It's been on many seasons. We watched the first one, and I was like, yeah, okay. Been there, done that.
And I think that's the other thing. I think the movie did. I'm not a music guy. I didn't do orchestra or whatever. None of that was my stuff.
Yeah.
I can accept the idea that the conductor does have an important job, even though it doesn't seem important to me. But this movie tried to make it like seem very important, and I couldn't come with it.
It is very important.
You know, I will believe you because you are saying that. But
Have you ever played an MMO?
yeah,
Have you ever done any raiding in that MMO?
yeah.
How big was the raid you were in?
Gosh, I mean, this was vanilla WoW, so
25 or 40?
yeah.
Probably 40, because I don't think they did 25 in the original that wasn't ZG.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. You know how hard it is to coordinate a raid when basically people need to do fundamentally 3 just different functions, but you still can't get those fucking people to do those, like, not to stand in the goddamn fire?
Or just more dots.
Yeah. And like people just like have macros that's just nothing but shouting more dots and don't stand in the fire for these fucking fights because people stand in the goddamn fucking fire. I think that running the orchestra is a little like that, only everybody is so separate. Because like, you know, there's only a couple people playing the same instrument. So there's just like so many different sections, and like you have to. They're the only person who can hear everything.
Yeah. I mean, I believe you.
It tried real hard. All those orchestras were real orchestras.
It sounded like it.
No, they were. Those were real orchestras. That was the Berlin Symphonic or Philharmonic or whatever the hell it is. That's wild.
It is. One thing I found wild was so when I was clicking through to the movie, you know how it lists the type of movie something is, like drama, comedy. This one said drama musical, which is,
well, it is musical.
It is musical, but it's not what I would typically classify as a musical in terms of the way films tend to be classified. I don't know how I would classify it to say that it had music throughout, because most movies do. I don't know, it felt odd because that's not typically how I would classify a musical.
Yeah, I don't know.
I can expect somebody expecting a song and dance saying, "Ooh, musical," watching this movie and being very confused why they were watching it.
I don't know what else I've got to.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Mm-hmm. It was long.
Is this? I was curious. I didn't look this up before. Is this movie or anyone around it nominated for anything other than this being Best Picture?
I mean, I'm sure Cate Blanchett.
I would expect that because her performance was pretty great. Yeah, she is. She is nominated for that. The other thing is, I want to give props to either Mark Strong or whoever gave him that fucking wig. Either that's his real hair or that's a wig.
That's a wig.
Oh my God. That thing was something else.
How did we make it through this entire thing without talking about fucking not Marcus Brody, fucking the fucking villain from Raiders of the Lost Ark. What the fuck was that guy's name? Belloc,
yeah.
How did we not talk about goddamn Belloc?
So this movie was also nominated for cinematography and directing.
Cinematography.
and film editing.
Mm.
Are you gonna 2.5 hour one for editing?
For a movie that had so much music in it, it was let's see. It was not nominated for score or song. Or sound. It was nominated for writing.
Mm. Well, so here's the thing, though. It was nominated for Best Picture, but now we have to nominate 10 movies.
Yeah.
And there's some very, I don't know, obvious
Questionable.
tells as why, like,
Oh,
the Hollywood crowd would want this type of movie to be
yes.
like in there.
Yeah,
right?
this was big Oscar bait.
Yes. Absolutely. I found this movie. I would suggest Banshees over this movie to someone. Let me put it that way.
Yeah, all right.
I felt like I understood the point of Banshees more than I understood the point
Uh-huh.
of this movie.
I agree.
And as weird and as uncomfortable as parts of Banshees were, I would watch that again in a minute before I would watch this. If I had to make the choice to watch one of the two again. Mostly because I really liked watching Colin Farrell just be kind of an idiot.
So
He
dumb.
did it pretty well.
Well, this is a good question, Autumn. They used to only nominate 5.
Mm-hmm.
And Tony and I would do this like Saturday thing at West Olive where they would play all 5 back to back.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a long day. It was definitely a long day, but like there was a certain novelty in it, right? Like it
Yeah.
was kind of like a fun marathon, and they did this like the weekend before the Oscars were on, so you could just pound it all out, and you had like 10 minutes between each movie or something. There was a Taco Bell you could run to.
Yeah.
It was like a cool, fun experience. But now they nominate 10 for I have no idea why.
I do. I know exactly why. Because they wanted to open up the field so that they could possibly put movies in that they knew would never win, but would draw the mainstream audience to get involved in the speculation
Mm-hmm.
over the Oscars. It allowed them to put movies in that were box office gold, but
Oh yeah, because
critically,
Avatar is nominated this year.
so is
Mhm.
Top Gun.
Oh my god.
And you know what? While Top Gun was a fun movie to watch, it does not deserve to be even in the company of Tar. Honestly, it is not as well made a movie. Top Gun is very straightforward. It's very easy to understand what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
It's extremely popular, and probably literally 1 billion people saw it. But I can't call it as good a film. I mean, Cate Blanchett acted her ass off around everyone in Top Gun. But the other thing is they don't automatically nominate 10. They have a threshold of how many votes things get, and they will nominate anywhere between 5 and 10 movies. but lately it's been somewhere between 7 and 9. This year is one of the this year they went all the way to 10. And some years they go all the way to 10. Some years I think they only get 6. But they've made it more flexible because of box office. And I think there was a year, and I can't remember whatever the year was before they made the decision, there was a movie that people were just beside themselves, didn't get nominated, but it was like, it wasn't critically acclaimed enough. Sorry. And the public wants more of an opportunity. The thing is now that they do 10, there is actually a shot for movies that aren't like Tar and Banshees to get a chance at winning. It's not a great chance, but it's better than they've had before.
Don't you think it kind of just makes it's an honor just to be nominated, like more bullshit?
Yeah. For Best Picture, yeah. But Best Picture is also so weird because it goes to the producers. It's like Best Picture the award goes to the person who said, yeah, let's make this movie. Yeah, I'll be the one that hires the people to make this movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, it's a weird award. Especially if Everything Everywhere doesn't win.
Yeah,
Come
that
on,
would be
Everything
fucking
Everywhere.
pissed. It cleaned up last week at SAG.
Woo!
It did, and that's a good sign.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so.
Didn't it also do well at the Directors Guild?
Probably.
It did well at Golden Globes.
I love that movie.
Doesn't fill me with confidence.
We'll know soon. We're just a week and a half away.
Where's there? I look up what awards did they win at this thing? Everything. List of accolades. It's got a whole separate Wikipedia page for its accolades.
That's a good sign because that means it's got a lot of them.
It was nominated for 5 different awards at the AARP Movie Awards.
Well,
it was nominated for Best Movie for Grown-Ups.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Ooh. Well, that's that award.
Mm-hmm. Oh, won the American Film Institute Award. And let's see where we got Austin British Awards, Chicago Film Critics, bunch of critic awards. Where's the major ones? Golden Globes, Best Actress, Best Supporting Actor.
It did not win the best film of the Alliance of Women Film Journalists.
Oh, runner up. I don't like that. I feel like one or not one is fine. Runner up, that seems weird.
I kind of dig the way AFI does this. Top 10 films of the year. Fuck you. We're not picking one.
Oh,
I do kind of like this.
Oh, the St. Louis Gateway Film Critics Association.
Oh shit.
It won Best Picture, Best Actress, Best Supporting Actor, Best Original Screenplay, and Best Editing.
That's fair.
Yeah, thank you.
It should win every editing award.
FCA.
Like, For real. The editing in that movie was incredible.
Mm-hmm. Well, hopefully it beats out Tar.
Let's see. How many of the movies haven't I seen? So it's hard to judge based on that. I have not seen All Quiet on the Western Front,
My
nor
interest in that
Avatar.
is so low.
I don't want to watch Elvis. Haven't seen the Fablemans, Triangle of Sadness, or Women Talking. I do want to see Women Talking, though.
I do want to see what I'm talking to.
Oh, that looks like it's available for streaming. We have to pay for it, but I don't have a problem with that. All right. Well, David, I believe you said you're not going to be around next week.
I will be wandering the world next week.
Well, all right.
I gotta say, all my students are talking about Cocaine Bear.
I do want to see Cocaine Bear.
I mean, same.
All right, Mitch. Let's do it. Let's do it next week.
All right.
Nailed it, boys.
All right.
Maybe I'll get Reese to watch it too.
There you go.
I'll be in. All right, cool.
I think we're probably going to make a family movie night of it next Tuesday.
Nice.
We were going to do it this Tuesday and just got around. It got too late to get tickets for it. So, yep, need to go grab those. And yeah, because we were talking about it. Julie and I were like, yeah, let's go see it. And Pip's like, what about me? I'll see it.
Nice. I saw an image of a poster for Meth Gator, and I'm like, I no longer have the ability to tell if this is real or not. Right? When they're making like Cocaine Bear, I'm like, now that could be anything.
I do like the meme going around of Fozzie with a machine gun, the original Cocaine Bear. All right, I got nothing else, guys.
Yeah, maybe there.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, next week, Cocaine Bear. Go from this fine fare to other fine fare.
That fine bear.
Fine bear.
Sorry.
No.
Apologize already.
Nope.
All right.
Don't. All right.
Bye.
See you guys tomorrow.